Hello, and welcome to another episode of This, That, the Other. I'm going to be playing a tape of when I went to Columbia School of Broadcasting. The school had 6 phases I had to get through in order to graduate, and I did phase 4, the sports one, which I had a lot of fun doing, and you'll hear me doing the report and then being graded by an older gentleman, Ralph Weethorn of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and how I did on it. I will go ahead and cue this thing up and play it. There will be a little bit of a brief period of rest between where I have to fast forward the tape because this was done on a regular cassette tape, and going to go ahead and play this for you. There is no view of anything. I just feel that I'm gonna be out of the room when this thing is showing, so I don't really want to show you an empty room. I thought it'd be easier for it to be blank. But let me go ahead and cue this thing up, and this is the side where I do the assignment, and then we'll play the other side where I get graded.
Phase 4, 98.7 FM WMZQ. That's Vince Gill in Pocket Full of Gold.
I was going to mention one of the things I had to do on the assignment was, in addition to the sports show, I had to discuss, or I actually had to do a DJ show I had to copy the words verbatim that a DJ said on a station that I wouldn't normally listen to, wouldn't be interested in listening to, like country. So that's what I did. And phase 4, I believe I had to write write the sports part, and they gave me commercials to read as well with it. So let me go continue this.
Tanya Tucker hanging in, and here's Vince's good friend Chapin, as he likes to call her, Mary Chapin Carpenter. Her latest, Tender When I Want to Be, 98.7 FM WMZQ. 98.7 FM WMZQ. That's Garth Brooks and the Ritter. I'm going to say goodnight an hour earlier, and Bernie Lucas will be along after midnight because tonight we have a special edition of The Cutting Edge. The Cutting Edge Christmas with some great country Christmas songs. Nope, we're not finished playing Christmas stuff yet. But in the meantime, we've got Little Texas ahead and Alan Jackson too. I'll talk to you tomorrow night at 8. Bob Ryan's exclusive WMZQ forecast tonight, clear skies. On the chilly side, low 28, and some of the colder suburbs to 34 in town. Tomorrow, sunny, mild, high 55, and it gets even better on Wednesday, sunny with a high of 55 to 60. It's 35 at WMZQ Arlington. It's time once again for the Sports Report, brought to you by Schatz Beer. Baseball's National League will elect a new president today. The vote is expected to be overwhelmingly for former Major Leaguer Bill White. He'll replace Bart Giamatti, who moves up to the job of commissioner. White spent 13 years as a first baseman for the Cardinals, Giants, and Phillies. Former Cy Young winner Ron Guidry will stay in pinstripes for another year. The Yankees announced that he signed a contract with the club. The 38-year-old left-hander has been with New York his entire 12-year career. He saw limited action last season following shoulder surgery. Baseball's first salary arbitration case of the season goes to the team. In this case, it's the Atlanta Braves. They'll pay outfielder Deion James the same amount he made last year, $400,000. He wanted an increase to $540,000. 2 more ranked teams were upset in last night's college basketball play. Second-ranked Illinois lost to Purdue in a close one, 76-72. Neither team held a lead of more than 5 points. 12th-ranked Duke lost its fourth in 5 games, 81-76 to Georgia Tech. A lucky bounce gave Edmonton a second straight NHL playoff victory over Winnipeg. The Oilers nipped the Jets 3-2 on a Craig Simpson goal with just a minute and 5 seconds remaining. A Glenn Anderson shot that deflected off Winnipeg goalie Daniel Berthiaume hit Simpson in the knee and bounced into the net. That leaves the Oilers holding a 2-0 lead in the best-of-7 series, which resumes Saturday in Winnipeg. The Pittsburgh Pirates won a season opener for the first time in 5 years as Darnell Coles drove in 4 runs, and the Bucks beat the Phillies 5-3. Other National League wins were scored by Houston over San Diego, the Cubs over Atlanta in extra innings, and the Dodgers beat the Giants. In the American League, the Yankees shut out the Twins, and the Athletics shut out the Mariners. In the NBA, the Knicks and Bullets are very much in the chase for that final playoff spot in the East. New York beat Philadelphia, and the Bullets won over Chicago last night. Washington has taken over the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference, leading the Knicks by a half game and the Sixers by 1 full game. UCLA has received permission from Kansas University officials to talk to basketball coach Larry Brown. The Bruins are seeking to fill a coaching vacancy in Westwood and are interested in talking about it with the man who directed the Jayhawks to the national championship. Informed sources are saying Charles Lefty Drizel will be named head basketball coach at James Madison today. It comes as no surprise, but general manager Don Nelson of the Golden State Warriors will take over as coach of the team starting next season. More after this word from Schatz Beer. If you're planning a cookout in the woods on the holiday ahead, here's a little advice. Take along a bag of charcoal. Good dry firewood isn't always readily available. Be sure to take along plenty of frosty, cold Schatz beer, too. Schatz will add to the pleasure of being in the great outdoors. Yes, indeed. The flavor of Schatz beer is truly unique because there's not a trace of bitterness. Schatz is brewed that way, bitter-free, and then pasteurized to lock in flavor. Only the finest ingredients are used, too. That's why there's more fun, more flavor, more good beer taste in Schatz beer. Bottles or cans, you get the same lively, refreshing beer. Look for the bright red oval at your favorite package store or tavern. That oval is a trademark of Schatz beer. Beer that gives you more of what beer is for, enjoyment. In yesterday's NBA action, the Detroit Pistons beat the New Jersey Nets 107-95. The New York Knicks beat the Philadelphia 76ers 136-119. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Milwaukee Bucks 121-110. The Indiana Pacers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 106-105. The Washington Bullets beat the Chicago Bulls 105-94. The Denver Nuggets beat the Houston Rockets 110-97. The Phoenix Suns beat the Utah Jazz 111-106. The Los Angeles Lakers beat the Seattle Supersonics 94-90. The San Antonio Spurs beat the Golden State Warriors 117-104. And the Portland Trail Blazers beat the Los Angeles Clippers 141-119. Tonight, the Washington Bullets take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Bulls travel to Milwaukee to play the Bucks. The Suns travel to Dallas to play the Mavericks. The Trail Blazers play at the LA Clippers. The Spurs take on the Kings, and the Warriors take on the Supersonics. Ken Beatrice will be up next with 2 hours of sports call questions. You're next. I'm Doug Rainey. I'll be with you tomorrow night at the same time. Have a pleasant evening. Attention. Drive immediately to your nearest independent Wellington or Royal Service station. Now at Wellington or Royal Service stations, you get a 4-piece place setting of imported porcelain dinnerware for just $1.19 and the purchase of 8 gallons of gasoline that will give your car top performance. That's right, buy 8 gallons of top quality Wellington or Royal gasoline and get a place setting of imported Chinaware for just $1.19. Do you suffer from deflated interest on your savings account? This is an illness common to accounts earning only 3.5% yearly interest. The cure is painless. Transfer your account to North Coast Savings. Right off the bat, the earning power of your savings will go up to a healthy 4.9% current annual rate of interest. The prognosis is good for the long run too, because North Coast now compounds the interest on your savings 4 times a year. This means you begin earning interest on interest twice as fast as ever before. It means your savings actually earn 4.9% interest in a year at a current annual rate. So act today. Visit or call your nearest North Coast Savings now. You'll discover how North Coast can handle all the details of transferring your account without you losing 1 cent of interest. Take advantage of the highest interest with Insured Safety today. Call your North Coast office now, and your savings will earn interest from the 1st of this month. End Barefoot Hangover. Stop sleeping on lumpy mattresses. You can sleep tonight on a King Floater waterbed and float your way to a restful, relaxing sleep you never thought possible. King Floater.
Okay, that's it on my Phase 4 assignment. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this so that you can hear how it was graded. And I don't know, how do you think I did? You'll find out what Mr. Ralph Weathorn said about how I did it, and it's fast forwarding right now, so I'll get that fast forwarded so I can flip it over and get that played for you. Bear with me on it. This is a old regular cassette tape. The players don't fast forward as fast as they used to. It's doing it though, I can hear it. Maybe done. Look at this. A little bit more. Okay, I see the leader on it, so I'm going to go ahead and play side 2, the Ralph Weathorn grading.
Hi, Doug. This is Ralph Weathorn, working with you on your Phase 4 assignment.
Quite a voice, isn't it?
And before talking about your lesson, I want you to know me a little bit better. While in high school, about 100 years ago, I attended the Mann School of Announcing. After graduating from high school and the Mann School, I landed my first job at WVAM, a 1,000-watt AM station in Altoona, Pennsylvania. After working there for about a year, I returned to my hometown of Pittsburgh to work at WKJF. That's now B94. In about 3 years, I accepted my first TV gig on Channel 53. Since that time, I've done radio at WWSW, WTAE, WJAS, KQV, and so on into the night. My TV credits include WPGH TV, WTRF TV, and WQED TV. Now, in addition to my work at Columbia, I'm producing and voicing tapes at a leading technical school here in Pittsburgh. But enough about me, Doug. I just listened to your Phase 4 and do want to talk to you about it. Before we talk about your lesson, Doug, I do want to compliment you on a fine baritone voice. You have been blessed, my friend. Always treat that voice gently. Never strain it, and it will treat you well for years and years to come. Now let's talk about the assignment. At the top of your tape, you were to do the Practice DJ show, and it was not to be graded, so I'm not going to grade you on it. However, you did handle it quite well. You pictured yourself working on WMZQ 98.7. It was a tad short, but I got the essence of it. You got a lot of talent, Doug. Now let's talk about your sportscast. It was to be done in 5 minutes. You had a 10-second leeway on it. You did it in 5 minutes and 3 seconds. Timing was just fine. Now, you opened it up for the 5-minute sports report. You opened it up by saying, it's time once again for the sports report, brought to you by Schatz Beer. Great. Now that establishes the fact that this is a sponsored sportscast. Okay. Then you did the National League election story. They elected a new president. Ron Guidry signed the contract. That was your second story. The third story, the baseball salary arbitration. And then you went on to talk about the college basketball situation, and you gave me a story on that. Doug, I think you should have put in the Pittsburgh Pirates story after the baseball salary arbitration. In other words, keep all of the sports together.
He was right. I should have kept the sports together when I did this. There was a show on in D.C., though, that actually would mix things around. They do football, then they go to hockey, and then they go to basketball, and then back to highlights of another football game. But I should have kept that together. I just didn't think about it when I put this together.
Okay. All right, now after the college basketball story, he went on to talk about the Edmonton Oilers and the NHL playoff victory. But you didn't say Oilers. Doug, you said Oilers. Please, Oilers, not Oilers. All right? Okay, then after that story, we had the Pittsburgh Pirates story, then the NBA story, the Knicks and the Bullets, that's what it involved, UCLA story, and then the Don Nelson story. Okay, that was all well done, but again, I think you should have kept all of the sports together, putting the Pirate story along with the baseball salary arbitration. Okay, then you did the transitional statement. More after this word from Schatz Beer. Then you did the commercial. Doug, if you'll check out that commercial, I think you'll see it was to be done in 60 seconds. You only took 46 seconds. Slow down, my friend, please. They are paying for 60 seconds, not 46 seconds, all right? And always on a commercial, Doug, I would like to hear a smile in your voice.
One of the things he was mentioning was the read that I did on that Schatz Beer commercial. The instructor at the school actually said that the read takes about 45 seconds instead of 60, and I did it in 46. The way it was written, there was no way it could be read in 60 seconds. You'd have to read very, very slow for it to be 60 seconds. That would be a situation where the sponsors that pay for it would have to get together with the writers, and writers would have to maybe put some more words into it, make it a 60-second read.
I want a lot more one-on-one. I'm going to give you a little crutch to use while you're still in school. When you're on the air, it'll be second nature to you. You won't have to use a crutch. Okay? Here it is. Whenever you rehearse a commercial, put a picture beside your microphone, a picture of someone you like. When you rehearse the commercial, you put that person's first name at the beginning of it. Now remember, I said it was to be a picture of someone you like. If you like them, you're going to smile at them, right? And that smile and that one-on-one will get into your voice. Obviously, when you do it for air or for school, we don't want to hear a first name. But that will give you the feeling of talking to that one person. It will help you develop that one-on-one rapport, and the smile will get into your voice. Okay? Give it a shot. It worked for me. I do believe it will work for you. Then continuing on with your sports report, in yesterday's NBA action, and then you gave me the scores. Okay, but I heard the word beat every time that you gave a score. Vary that a little bit. Okay, Doug? One time, two times, whatever you could say, they beat the whatever by whatever, but then use the word defeated, or so-and-so scored so many points over whoever, whatever, and the final score was. You see, when you use the same word over and over and over again, it gets a tad boring.
That's one thing I should have done. I should have said they edged or scored 2 points over the other one. Shouldn't have used the word beat. He's right about that.
Okay, just a word to the wise. Then you went on with tonight's action, and Drew told us what was going to happen. Then you promoted Ken Beatrice. He'll be up next with 2 hours of sport call questions. All right, and then you said you were next.
The reason I did that, there was a man in Washington, D.C. that would do a sports call show pretty much every night. He took a couple nights off, but he would discuss various things. He would be on after Redskins game or other games, and he would always be like, 432 WMEL, you're next on Sports Call. He was from Boston. Very, very interesting to listen to. I like his show, but that's why I said that you're next. I just came up with that Ken Beatrice will be on next, just as a goof.
Then you said, I'm Doug Rainey. I'll be with you tomorrow night at the same time. Have a pleasant evening. Doug Rainey, this was a sponsored not newscast, but sportscast, wasn't it? It was a sponsored program. You opened it up with the sponsor being given credit for it, Schatz Beer, and I do believe that you should have given the sponsor credit on your rap.
He's right. I should have ended it with a sponsor as well.
In other words, you could have said something like, and that's the sports information for now. The Sportscast was brought to you by Schatz Beer. This is Doug Rainey reporting. I'll be back tomorrow evening at the same time. You see, give them credit. That would be an acceptable commercial wrap. Okay, Then you were to do those 3 commercials, hard sell, medium sell, and soft sell, and they were not to be timed. I didn't time them, Doug, and you handled it quite well. The Wellington offer done in hard sell, the medium sell on North Coast Savings, and finally the soft sell on King Floater waterbeds. Okay, good job. Now, Doug, let's go over to the critique sheet, find out what kind of a tape score you pulled this time around. The first heading on the critique sheet, reading. Fine job. Possible 20 points. You pulled a full 20 points. You read with smooth, accurate, confident, with conversational flow. Keep up the good work, Doug. Pronunciation. For the most part, your pronunciation was crisp and clear, but there was that one word. The word is Oilers, not Oilers. So out of a possible 20, I had to give you about a 19.
Another word that they really were picky about was get instead of get, and they would grade you on that. Who says get? Well, pretty much everybody says get, like G-E-T instead of G-I-T instead of G-E-T.
Still not too shabby. As to interpretation, for the most part it was conversational, involved, sincere, enthusiastic, but you were not smiling now, were you? Particularly on the Schatz beer commercial. I want more smile, more one-on-one. Please use that picture method. It will work for you. No news in this particular assignment, but the sports were done with authority, and there was urgency in your voice. That's good. Great job. You've got a good sports sense. The voice, super. Full 10 on that. That's clear, full, melodious, well projected. Fine baritone voice. Never strain it. Treat it gently, Doug, okay? As to mic technique, good. A little word to the wise, however. It's a good idea to work across your microphone. And I'll tell you why. If you work directly into the mic, it may emphasize any sibilance, that's the hissing or whistling sound on words that contain the letter S, or it could emphasize any popping of P's. Give you an example. I'm going to turn the mic around now and work directly into it. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You heard the popping of the P's now, didn't you? Now I'm working across the mic, and I could say Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you would not pick up any popping of the P's, could you? Work across the mic. As to pace and timing, not too shabby. Gave you 9 on it out of a possible 10. The Schatz beer commercial was to be done in 60 seconds. You did it in 46 seconds. Okay? 5-minute sports report, 5 minutes, 3 seconds. Fine timing on that. So that's why I gave you 9 out of a possible 10. Looking at the final heading on the critique sheet, that being attitude, progress, effort, etc., etc. Lots of enthusiasm, Doug. Good job. But you didn't do the rap on the commercial sportscast. Therefore, I had to say that it was not carefully completed. So out of a possible 10, you got a 7. Areas to improve: pronunciation, interpretation, and timing. Okay? Mispronounced words: Oilers, not Oilers. Okay. Tape score, 93. That translates into an A-. Keep up the good work, Doug. All right, let's go for the A the next time around. Now, until the next time around, this is yours truly, Ralph Wheathorn in Pittsburgh, for the Columbia School of Broadcasting.
And that's basically it. He gave me a 93, so I got an A- on that assignment. There was a lot of work put into it, and a lot of redos to get that thing right. Didn't have the resources to do editing or anything like that. But I got through it, and I got through all the phases and finally graduated from Columbia School of Broadcasting, as well as taking a production course there. And as always, like, subscribe, looking for a producer, looking for a partner. Thanks for watching.